Hello students, today we will discuss electron gain enthalpy. What is electron gain enthalpy? Electron gain enthalpy. It is the amount of energy released when an electron is added to a neutral isolated gaseous atom. It is the amount of energy released when an electron is added to a neutral isolated gaseous atom. To a neutral isolated gaseous atom, right? And it is represented by delta EG. Eg stands for electron gain and H stands for enthalpy, and its units are same as that of the units of energy because enthalpy is a form of energy, so its units are the same as that of the energy, that is joule, kilojoule, calorie, kilocalorie, electron volt, etc. Right? Now we will discuss successive electron gain enthalpy. Likewise, successive ionization energy, there are successive electron gain enthalpies. Successive electron gain enthalpy means if I add one electron to a neutral isolated gaseous atom, then energy released is known as first electron gain enthalpy. If I add second electron to that atom, then energy change is known as second electron gain enthalpy, and if I add third electron in that atom, then the energy change is known as third electron gain enthalpy. So we can add more electron and then we can call these electron gain enthalpies as successive electron gain enthalpy. That is first electron gain enthalpy, second electron gain enthalpy, third electron gain enthalpy, and so on. These are successive electron gain enthalpies. Now when energy is released in thermodynamics, when energy is released, then we will take the symbol as negative. That is, when we add an electron to a neutral isolated gaseous atom, then energy is released. And when energy is released from a system, then the energy of system decreases, and then we take negative sign. That is, the amount of energy released, whatever is the amount of energy released, we use negative sign with that. Suppose 78 kilojoule of energy is released, right? Then we write minus 78 kilojoule of energy. That is, we can write delta Eg H is equal to minus 78 kilojoule. So this negative sign represents that energy is released. This is not in terms of mathematics. This represents only that energy is released, right? Now the first electron gain enthalpy, right? That is, we can write it like this also, delta E G H1 is negative, whereas second electron gain enthalpy, right, that is delta Eg H2 is positive. Why this is so? Now when we add one electron, that is the first electron, suppose A is atom and in this we add an electron and then it forms a negative ion, right? And in this process energy is released, and then we use delta H is equal to minus delta Eg H. That is, enthalpy change of this process is negative, that is, it has negative electron gain enthalpy. Now if I want to add second electron in this, then I will take this and I will try to add second electron in this, then it will form A2 negative. But is this possible? because both carries the negative charge. So negative negative repel. So it is not possible. So if we want to add second electron in this ion, we have to supply energy to add it forcibly into this anion. So if energy is supplied, then we will take the symbol as positive. That is delta H in this case is positive. So we will take positive electron gain enthalpy, right? Now next is, so this is the reason that there will be repulsion between the second electron to be added to the atom, or you can say anion in this case. So there will be repulsion, and then we have to supply energy to forcibly to add the second electron into the atom. So energy has to be supplied. It means electron gain enthalpy, that is second electron gain enthalpy, must be positive. Now next is factors affecting the electron gain enthalpy. Factors affecting the electron gain enthalpy. Factors affecting electron gain enthalpy. First factor is nuclear charge. Nuclear charge. Now more is the nuclear charge, more will be the attraction for the incoming electrons. So more it easily can be added. That is, more easily the electron can be added to an atom. So more will be the electron gain enthalpy, right? So nuclear charge is proportional to electron gain enthalpy, right? Now next is atomic size. Atomic size. Now suppose atomic size, that is atom, we are having an atom and its size is bigger, right? This is nucleus, and this is the first shell, second shell, third shell, this is the fourth shell, this is the fifth shell, this is the very big atom. So if we take big atom, the distance between the nucleus and the last shell electron will be very large. And if we want to add an electron, we have to add electron in the last shell. We can add electron in the last shell only. If the distance between nucleus and the last shell is larger, then there will be less forces of attractions between this nucleus and the incoming electron, because this distance is larger, and distance is larger, then there will be less forces of attractions. And if there are less forces of attractions, then less amount of energy is released. In other words, electron gain enthalpy will be less if the size of atom is larger. We can say that it is inversely proportional to electron gain enthalpy. That is, smaller is the size of an atom, more will be the electron gain enthalpy. Larger is the size of atom, less will be the electron gain enthalpy. Clear? Now next, we can take example that if we see the secondary elements, for example, carbon, atomic number 6, and boron, atomic number 5. And we know that along the period, the atomic size decreases. So carbon has small atomic size than that of boron. So we can write it like this also, that its atomic radii, its atomic size is less than this, right? So its atomic radii less than this, so we can say that its electron gain enthalpy is more than this. So we can write that the electron gain enthalpy of carbon is more than that of electron gain enthalpy of boron, right? Now similarly, in case of nuclear charge, if we talk about the nuclear charge, we can apply this concept here also. Here atomic number 6, atomic number 5, right? So atomic number 6 means there are 6 protons, and in this there are 5 protons. So more protons means more nuclear charge. So this has more nuclear charge than this. So its electron gain enthalpy will be more than that of boron. Now next we will discuss about the electronic configuration. That is, the third factor is electronic configuration, right? Electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. So electronic configuration, if an atom has either exactly half filled or fully filled orbital or shell, right, then it will be stable and it will be difficult to add an extra electron in it. So if it is difficult to add an extra electron, then it means there will be less forces of attraction between nucleus and the incoming electrons, and then less amount of energy is released. So atom having exactly half filled and fully filled electronic configuration, they will have small value of electron gain enthalpy, or they may have positive value of electron gain enthalpy. Right? For example, if we talk about inert gas elements, suppose neon. In neon there are 10 electrons. So we can write electronic configuration 2A. That is, second shell is completely filled. We can write electronic configuration in terms of upper rule also. That is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 2, 2. That is, this is the second shell. In second shell there are 8 electrons. So second shell is complete. That is fully filled. So its electronic configuration stable. So it is difficult to add an extra electron in it. If we want to add an extra electron in it, we have to supply energy. And if we have to supply energy, the electron gain enthalpy will be positive. So neon has positive electron gain enthalpy. Right? Now next we will discuss the trend of electron gain enthalpy in periodic table. Now trend of electron gain enthalpy in the periodic table. First we will discuss along the period, that is along the series of the periodic table, that is horizontal rows of the periodic table along the period. So along the period, now first of all I will write the secondary elements: lithium, then beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, neon. Atomic number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So as we go along the period, what will happen? Electron gain enthalpy increases, and you can say it generally increases. Electron gain enthalpy generally increases. Right? Why we have written generally? Because there are some exceptions in the period. That's why you have written journey. It does not continuously increase in the period. So why it increases along the period? As you go along the period, nuclear charge increases, and also if we discuss about the atomic size, then what will happen along the period to atomic size? It decreases. Atomic size decreases. Now both these factors favor the increase in electron gain enthalpy as we move along the period. Right? Because of increase in nuclear charge, if nuclear charge increases, then force of attraction for the incoming electron increases, and if atomic size decreases, then also the force of attraction for the incoming electron increases. That's why the electron gain enthalpy it increases, or you can say generally increases along the period. Now next we will discuss down the road, right? That is trend of electron gain enthalpy down the group. Down the group. Right? So what will happen down the road? If we move down the road, then electron gain enthalpy decreases. Down the road it decreases, and again there are some exceptions down the road, so we write generally decreases. Generally decreases. Right? So what will happen down the road? That down the road, if we move down the road, atomic size increases. atomic size increases. Right? Though the nuclear charge also increases. Though nuclear charge also increases, but the increase in atomic size gamma group is more pronounced, or we can say it has more effect. That increase in atomic size gamma group has more effect than the increase in nuclear charge down the road. And because this has more effect down the road, and we know that if atomic size is more, then less will be the electron gain enthalpy, right? So this has more effect down the road, so electron gain enthalpy down the road decreases. Or you can say, if the atomic size increases down the road, then the distance between the nucleus and the large shell increases as we move down the road. So the force of attraction between the nucleus and the incoming electrons decreases down the road. So the electron gain enthalpy decreases down the road. Now next we will discuss some exceptional cases. Now exceptional cases of electron gain enthalpy, right? Exceptional cases of electron gain enthalpy. First we will discuss about chlorine and chlorine. That electron gain enthalpy of chlorine is less than that of electron gain enthalpy of chlorine. And these chlorine and chlorine, and these are halogens. So this is the halogen, that is chlorine, and then bromine, iodine, and this is the 17 group element. 17 group elements. And we have already discussed that the electron gain enthalpy generally decreases down the road. Electron gain enthalpy generally decreases down the road. So it means that the chlorine should have higher electron gain enthalpy than chlorine, but this is not so. This is the case, right? What should be that chlorine must have more electron gain enthalpy than chlorine, but this is not so. Why? Now as we move along the period, suppose here is lithium. I am writing the second period elements: lithium, then beryllium, then boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and then neon. Right? Clear? Now, as you move along the period, the atomic size decreases. Atomic size decreases. So when we reach up to fluorine, its atomic size becomes very small, and due to its very small atomic size, there is already inter-electronic repulsion. What is inter-electronic repulsion? That is repulsion between electrons. So because of its very small size, it has inter-electronic repulsion. So it is difficult to add an extra electron in fluorine atom as compared to add in chlorine atom. So that's why it has lower electron gain enthalpy than that of chlorine. Right? Now next we will discuss that halogens. Halogens have the highest electron gain enthalpy. Halogens have highest electron gain enthalpy among their respective periods. They have highest electron gain enthalpy among their respective periods. Why? Now, if we talk about the electronic configuration of halogen, I will take first fluorine, atomic number 9. So, 2, 8, 1. It will be, here are now 11 electrons, it should be 9. So, here we will write 2, 7, right? So, its second shell can have maximum 8 electrons. So, it requires one more electron to complete its last shell. Similarly, we talk about chlorine. 70 electrons. So we can write 2, 8, 8. How many? 2 and 8, 10, and then here should be 7. So it also requires one more electron to complete its shell. That is, these halogens require one more electron. They require one more electron to complete their shell. So they will take very easily one more electron. So when electron is taken by an atom easily, then more amount of energy is released. That's why they have highest electron gain enthalpy among their respective periods. Right? We can write this electronic configuration in terms of Abba rule also. That 1s2, 2s2, then 2p5, and here 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. 2 and 2, 4 electrons, and 5, 9 electrons. And then 5 and 2, 7, 7 and 6, 13, and 2, 15, and 2, 17. So here in chlorine atom, 70 electrons are there. So if we talk about this type of electronic configuration, there are 7 electrons in the last shell, and in this you can see there are 7 electrons in the last shell. That is, they require one more electron to complete their last shell. So this is about the electronic configuration and electron gain enthalpy of halogens. Now next is that electron gain enthalpy of inert gas elements is always positive. Inert gas elements lie in the last group, that is adding group, right? So inert gas elements, that is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, right? These are the inert gas elements, right? Clear? Now, if we write electronic configuration, atomic number 2, atomic number 10. So here will be 2 and 8. Atomic number 18. 2, 8, 8. So on you can write for the other atom also. So electronic configuration in terms of Abba rule, you can write 1s2. Here 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Here 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. And they are adding electrons. You can count 2 and 2, 4 and 6, 10. So there will be then 3s2 and then 3p6. So you can see this first shell is completely filled, the second shell completely filled, third shell completely filled, right? So we can say that they have their last shell completely filled and there is no room for extra electron. So if you want to add an extra electron, we have to supply energy, and when we supply energy, then we use positive sign for energy change. So we can say that these have positive electron gain enthalpy, that is inert gas elements have positive electron gain enthalpy. So this is about the electron gain enthalpy concept of this chapter, that is classification elements of producing properties. And the next thing, that is electronegativity, we will discuss in the next video. And have a nice day. Thank you for watching this video.